Hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. Hello. Hi. I'm tired. Nice to meet you. We were just playing a little bit of Lethal Company right now in the Discord, and after I ended the call, I was like, oh, the tiredness is washing over me, but I'm here. I made it. I made it. Let me say hello to everyone. Hello again, Austin. Hello again, Rising. Hello, Blood. Welcome. Also, congrats on first Blood. Also, hello, Yaya. Hello, Noe. Welcome. Hi, everyone. Hope you had a good Sunday so far. It's like 5:30 p.m. for me, but I woke up not too long ago. Today was I stay in bed for the longest fucking time kind of day. So it just happened to be one of those days where I was in bed until like 1 p.m. Also, hello Zexu, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, it is a Sunday. Unfortunately, tomorrow is the start of a new hellish week again, but we will manage maybe. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to stream today, but I also kind of felt bad because I said I would play the Tsumihoroboshi tip today at the very least, and so here I am. Yeah, I don't know how long the stream is going to be. I want to mainly finish the tip, which is probably going to be quite long, let's be honest, and then I also want to do the staff room for Tsumihoroboshi, so we might be here for a little bit, but not as long. Definitely not as long as last night. It was... I thought it was 8 hours on the dot, but it was actually 8 hours and 30 minutes, roughly. And that was scary. That was, I don't know what the longest stream I've had so far is. I think it was somewhere around 9 hours. I did not realize it was gonna take that long. I thought it was gonna be like 6 at the very most. Like, I was going for like 5 hours-ish? Since like normal chapter length for Tsumihoroboshi was like 3 hours around there. So I was like, oh, 6 for the last one should kind of work out. But no. It quite literally, like Ryukishi meant for it to be, was 7 to 8 hours long. I don't know why the fuck it was so long. Actually, I do know. Because of the whole fight scene taking 1 hour because of them talking about how much fun they were having. But Ryukishi wanted to make it very, very clear what the hell they were doing. Also, hello Sagi, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Hello. Let me give you a shout out. Please check out Sagi. She's gonna debut a new model very soon, and it looks very cute. She's been posting a couple of teasers on the socials lately, and it looks very, 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 very cute. Also, hello Overlord, welcome in. Also, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it.
A body has been discovered.
It's those squishy bullet sponge final bosses. SMH my head. Bullet sponge. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the fight, although it was like really dragged out, I did enjoy it. I was just, I don't know, them slicing and like trying to hit at each other for like what felt like an hour was maybe a bit too much for me. It was a little bit painful, but it worked out. It worked itself out somehow. And we got our semi-good ending last night until it all went to shit when I started reading the tip. And yeah, I have theories. Yeah, the reason why I have theories is because as I said, we were just playing some Lethal Company in the Discord server, and we were kind of talking about Higurashi, and Austin said some stuff that made me go, yeah, that makes sense. So we're gonna talk about the theory that I have for the tip that we're about to read. Even though it might be completely wrong, and it might be completely a waste of time to talk about it, I want to talk about it because I think it's interesting, and we might be correct. Who knows? Also, hello Annie Wolf. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, since my throat is not completely recovered after that 8-hour fiasco last night, even if the tip ends up being relatively short and the staff room is also like relatively short, probably won't keep streaming for too much longer after that. I'm tired, even though there's noises outside of my window. I'm sorry if you can hear it. It's another helicopter. Unfortunately, they will never go pick up Keiichi, it seems. They will just always come here and go pick me up. I don't know why there's so many helicopters flying around where I live. I can't tell you. Usually the only ones I see are the ones that are like emergency ones that like come pick up people near where I live, especially like older people if they like need to get shipped to a hospital ASAP. They will usually just land in the field right next to my apartment. And yeah, but there's like been a couple of helicopters just flying over the apartment these last few days. I don't know why. But they're having fun, I suppose. But yeah, other than that, not much has really happened. I did play some Sonic Adventure 2 last night. And by last night, I mean like after stream until like 5 a.m. And it was a good time. I had a really good time. That was really fun. And I finished the Heroes side of things. I don't think I've gotten many grades besides E playing Sonic Adventure. I think I got like a B or a C once, and all of the other scores have just been E's. So my Sonic adventuring has been going pretty mediocrely. Yeah, I've been really into the game. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really fun. So I might pick up some more Sonic games just because they seem fun. Might even play I already forgot what the name was, even though Austin literally just told me the one with the skateboarding. Also, hello Lyrian, welcome in, hope you're doing good. And also hello Space, welcome, how are you? Been going excellent? Yeah, excellent. E for excellent by the sound of it. It's been going. It's funny because it was like really late last night and I did, which map was it? It was the Sonic map where, I don't know if you like finished the game ever, but you like change the gravity, how gravity works on that map, and like my brain was not having it. I failed that map like 3 times. I lost all of my lives, all of the fucking 4 lives. So I ended up doing it like 12, but it feels like 12 times in total. It was fun. It was really fun. My brain was not having it. Riders, yeah, Riders. I kind of want to give that a try. It looked really fun. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. It was really nice. I want to like try the 2-player mode that they have, but for some reason I can't do it. It won't let me open it, and I don't know if what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So hello Fumo. Hi, welcome in. Yeah, there might be a little yeah, it's a Rena creeper. I'm sorry. As fucked up as it is, I did think the creeper emote was perfectly timed, and I think the thought of a creeper blowing up the building was kind of funny. So Austin made this lovely edit for the creeper, and I think it's hilarious. It's really fucked up, but it's hilarious. Did you get the battle DLC? I don't know how required that is for parts. I did get it, but I have a feeling it's not working, question mark? When I boot up the game, it says Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, but it's not working, it seems. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong? Yes, I do have it on Steam, and I did buy the DLC. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't have the option to like download the additional content in the main menu either, so I'm like confused. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But yeah, I would like to try that too, but right now it doesn't seem like I can do that. It absolutely is. I love it. It's dark and fucked up, but it's amazing. But yeah, I hope you're doing good, Fumo. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really done much else. I wanted to look into some quality of life mods. I did get some. Yeah, I did get some. Leah was like very, very sweet and helped me out. I have oh god, hold on. I can start the mod manager to like tell you what I have exactly. SA mod manager. What do I have? I have a render fix, which made the game look a little bit better. I have a mod for input controls, which made the whole sliding on the railings a lot better, and volume controls, which was kind of supposed to like mostly fix a bug that like happened in, I think it was it the Death Chamber map for Knuckles, where the bubbles are like bugged and all you can hear is like bubbles all throughout the map. It didn't fix it. It didn't fix it, but I did technically install that too. If it says battle on the title, it's probably applied. I know it has to be checkmarked in the Steam DLC menu. There's a DLC menu. I might have to check that out after stream then. I was paying more attention to poor Mian in the wreckage. Meanwhile, you were laughing like a maniac. I'm sorry, okay? It was like, the emote was just so perfectly timed. It just completely took me out of it. It was unfortunate what happened, but the building blowing up because of a creeper was a funny thought. Not the people dying, but the building blowing up, okay? Just that. Just the thought of a creeper. I'm sorry, it was a silly, stupid humor, but I thought it was really hilarious at the moment. Gotta be fucked up and weird sometimes. Just went to sleep at 4 a.m. yesterday because of Expedition 33. You know what? That's fair. I went to sleep at 5-something a.m. because of Sonic Adventure 2. So we're the same. I don't judge you. I feel probably the same as you do. Tired and exhausted and ready to like pass out for 24 hours. But you know, we will make do. There are a couple of big mods that encompass a large amount of fixes. Yeah, I was on a website where they had like a shit ton of mods, but I don't know. I felt like I was good with the ones that I had. I was fine. I mean, I played through the whole hero story like that, and I think I was good. I feel like the first time I played Sonic Adventure last week, I feel like I was having a hard time adjusting to the controls and the camera and everything. But for some reason, after playing Silent Hill on stream with the fucking tank controls, Sonic Adventure 2 with the slightly harder controls than I'm used to felt so easy. It felt like a breeze playing that game in terms of like understanding the controls. I feel like I have to play more retro games. I will really learn to appreciate other game controls much more if I play games that make me suffer a little bit. So welcome in, Aeolus. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Good morning. Or good time zone. It's not morning for me, but good time zone. Gaming at crazy hours is just so fun. It is. I didn't even feel tired last night. I was exhausted in terms of like my voice, but like I wasn't. For some reason, I wasn't even tired after like that uber long stream. Like I thought I was gonna be dead after streaming for almost 8.5 hours, but I felt pretty good. Felt pretty okay. Enough to like go for like 2-3 more hours of gaming, so yeah, it was still fun. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, there wasn't much time for me to do anything really, since I woke up at 1 p.m. Or I didn't wake up at 1 p.m., but I got out of bed at 1 p.m. I ate something, then I went straight to my PC to like play Lethal Company. But yeah, I forgot to mention this last night during stream. But for anyone that wants to, maybe, join, today after stream, sometime after stream, I don't know when exactly, maybe directly after stream, maybe a little bit after stream, we wanted to like watch some playthrough footage of Silent Hill PT. So if anyone is interested, there is a Discord server. I don't even know if I have a command to like, do I? Yeah. We have a Discord server if you like want to go there, I guess. And you can join us in watching that. It's gonna be probably very short. I think Amadis said something along the lines of 30 minutes. I saw a video that was like 90 minutes long. It's supposedly scary, so if you like Silent Hill, you can like watch it with us if you want to. You don't have to. Just mentioning it, just putting it out there. Yeah, if you want it, I guess you could join. The hint, basically epilogue, is so strange. I wonder where it'll go. Yeah, I will talk about that in a second because I was talking to Austin and we have some theories. We have some theories, yeah? Seeing as how the tip went, the little bit that we did read. I have a theory. Also, welcome back, Toonie. Welcome. Watching what? Silent Hill PT. It's a cancelled Silent Hill game, and there was some playthrough footage apparently, and it exists, and we wanted to watch that. Nice command description, yeah. I am only mildly active on my own Discord server. I'm afraid to say I don't I don't really. There's I post things every now and then. I would say maybe that's good enough. But yeah, we're gonna do that after stream. I don't know exactly at what time, but I'm gonna ping some role, and you're gonna see us be in the Discord. And then we might do some more gaming. We might play some more Lethal Company. Some of that stuff. Also, hello Zazzle, welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be spooked the fuck out watching Silent Hill PT footage, but I wanna watch it. I wanna be brave. You're more active than some streamers I've seen. I can't really compare. I don't really check other people's Discords too much. I check Didi's Discord every now and then, but like, there's like a lot of chatting going on there, which is great, but it's a little bit too much for me. Oh, hello, Rip. Hello. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Also, hello, your guy. I saw you. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Hope you had a good time playing Elder Scrolls. Welcome. Hello to Jump Mary. Hello, Rip. Hello, Robot 2. Hello, Nukes. And hello, Gallo. Hello, RT. Welcome. That is a really nice emote, and it's kind of mesmerizing how the star keeps moving across the chat. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for stopping by. The Perenna Creeper. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I find it funny. I like it. It's just great. It might become like an integral part of the Higurashi streams. Maybe not of my other streams, because it might spoil people who are like trying to read Higurashi. I don't know. Does this spoil the events? I feel like the events were so convoluted and so fucked up that the Rena Creeper can't possibly... The Creeper can't possibly spoil that. I have to admit I smiled a little bit. See, no one can escape. It was just so unexpected. I didn't even think about it, but it was really funny. Oh man. Oh, it was good. I'm sorry. I wonder if anyone made like an actual proper edits for the Higurashi scene. But yeah, for any of the raiders, we are gonna be playing some Higurashi. We had a very long stream last night trying to finish episode 6, Tsumihoroboshi, chapter 12. We finished chapter 12 after actually I didn't even talk for that long that stream, so we were playing for like 7.5 hours roughly. And we finished chapter 12, but there was a very long tip at the end that we still have to get through, and the staff room from Rikishi. So we're gonna have to go through that, and then I'm probably gonna call it there because my voice is probably not able to like handle a whole other chapter after that. So however long that will take us, we will do that, and then we're gonna book it and do some stuff in the Discord. Yeah. I don't get it, and I wasn't there. Good. don't want to spoil you. Although I don't know if you're ever gonna read it, but it's worth just reading. That creeper is not real. She can't destroy your dirt house. Not the dirt house. The meat bits era illustration. I guess so. I guess you could say that. I didn't even mean to use the creeper emote in the context of what Rena did. I just like using creeper because of its sad expression. I never thought of the creeper looking sad, but it was well timed. It was well timed in my personal opinion. Yeah, another 8-hour stream. If I could, I would. And my throat is like kind of painful. I woke up and I was like, oh my god, why does my throat feel like this? And I was like, I know exactly why. When you like talk for 8.5 hours, that's exactly what happens. Don't do that. Don't be like me. The hint is 20 years into the future, but the chapter ending was referring that people were on trial. Yeah. Rena was on trial. This trial was happening like at least the next day or days after the events. I wonder when the disaster ended up happening. I guess we'll find out as we like read the tip, but yeah. I don't know. I feel like the creeper I don't know. It just never looked sad to me. It always just looked kind of stone-faced to me. Screaming in Lethal, yeah, I played like the first fucking 3 days that we played in Lethal, or like the very first day actually even. I like immediately started screaming like a maniac, so it's great. It's going great. My voice really hates me. I would have recommended Higurashi to so many more people if it didn't have the degen scenes. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like difficult to like recommend stuff like that to people that aren't like familiar with like otaku culture and this kind of stuff to begin with, because the story of Higurashi is like very captivating and very interesting. But I would assume everyone that doesn't know or that I guess that isn't familiar or like used to some, you know, degen stuff and like anime-esque games or stories or, you know, stuff like that, will be a little bit creeped out. I remember a friend who just wouldn't play any games with like an anime art style and everything because he was like convinced that everything anime was like degen and fan service stuff. And it's like, yeah, I can understand if you're not familiar with like a whole lot of stuff and you only see one side, how that could come across like that. But it's a shame because some of the stuff, if you like can look past it, it's actually kind of good. Although it's a shame that you have to look past it. Yeah, the fan service is a little unfortunate. I mean, you would think people could mod it out, but that is also like erasure to some degree, so it's highly questionable to touch that, I think. Yeah, I feel like it also wouldn't be the same to like take some stuff of that out. I mean, I guess you could skip all of the fluff scenes if you wanted to, but I feel like it just doesn't hit the same way because Higurashi sometimes connects the fluff scenes with some of the later parts of the chapters, so I would feel like you're missing out on something. It would be a shame. Never seen Spooky Scream. I'm still a newbie. I kind of imagine them more as a calmer streamer. That is very sweet of you to say. Maybe you should like stop by for like when I play horror games. There's a lot of clips. I actually recently went through some of my clips. You're gonna be maybe sad that I did delete some of them. You know, as time goes on and you listen back to your voice, you're like, oh, I don't like how that sounds. So there might be some clips missing that you may or may not have seen before. You know, just keep them in your memory, keep them close to your heart. They will be alive if you just remember them. But yeah, there's still a lot of them where I scream like an absolute animal. So if you want to, you can go check those out if you want to. Not all of them are deleted. I deleted very few, but a couple of them where I wasn't like super confident I wanted that up on the internet for all eternity. So some of them are gone. But I'm glad you think that I'm a calmer streamer. Yeah, that's nice. I wish I was. But yeah, I've been playing Silent Hill 1. these past few days too, and yeah, I've been screaming a little bit. I've been screaming a teeny tiny bit. Saw a clip recently of someone talking about how much they like Star Wars, and saying they don't understand the point of anime because it's not real? What? Sorry to say, but Star Wars, as much as the people, the actors in it are real, the whole universe also isn't real, you know? Yeah. It's, you know, people are weird, and their opinions are weird. You know, it's okay to have wrong opinions sometimes. Yeah, we all have those sometimes. Some more than others, but, you know, it happens. There's a reason Austin made that emote. Yeah, there's a reason that is there. Any plans for Umineko after Rashi? Yeah, we're gonna play Umineko after we finish Higurashi. I haven't decided yet if I want to play through the extra chapters of Higurashi. I think so. I think we might just do it for the fun of it. So in total, it's like 4 more episodes that we have to go through for Higurashi. 2 main episodes, 2 extra episodes, and then we're gonna go straight into Umineko, and I'm very excited for it. I feel like the memes on Twitter are like spoiling the shit out of me when it comes to Umineko, and I'm scared. So I want to get to it quickly before something does actually spoil me. Curious about the yelling now. Surely they can't be that bad, right? I mean, hold on. I can go to my Twitch page, I suppose. I can do that. I can send you... What is my favorite example of me screaming? Hold on, let me check. I feel like the past few Silent Hill streams have been kind of fun. I feel like the screams in there were good, but there's no clips of that, so can't send you that. Don't love that clip of me, I'm gonna be honest, but I felt bad deleting it because it's iconic. It's one of the iconic ones, so let me... I guess I can link this one. This one is... I don't like the scream because it's very loud. I don't necessarily like that, but it is a good scream if you're just basing it off of the scream. That one's good. Miyako also has those degen otaku moments. It's okay. I feel like I can handle them. I get like slightly annoyed, but I can just slightly skip over them and pretend that they are not there. Star Wars is not real, though. Sorry to say, but not quite. Star Wars was meant to be watched by 12-year-olds, so you could say it's kiddie stuff. I guess so, but a lot of stuff that's like for children is like also enjoyed by adults. I mean, just look at My Little Pony, which is enjoyed by so many adults when you really wouldn't think that it is. Or I feel like more adults watch stuff like SpongeBob and stuff than kids do, for example. You mean Higurashi Rei? Those extra arcs? Yeah, those ones. Those aren't. Pretty tough to spoil, thankfully, since it's 3 trillion words. Yeah, I feel like even if I do get like spoiled on like singular events or like character interactions and stuff, I feel like just grasping the whole story would be difficult just by like looking at the memes. I feel like I just have like a couple of events spoiled for me. Not Scream, but Be Brave and the Me-Side songs are my favorites, I think. Yeah, those are still up. I did not delete those two. I like them too. I just deleted like a couple of screams where I was like, oh, I don't know if I want that up there. But there's a couple of good screams still, so they're not all gone. Just a few. The early ones with Little Goody Two-Shoes and stuff were perfect. You know what? Funny that you say that because a lot of those got nuked because, oh my god, I feel like my English got better over the past year. I noticed today that I've been almost streaming for 1 year. In July, it will be 1 year. July 20th, I think. And, oh my god, I realized my German accent came through so much in the early streams. And I was like, oh, No, I don't want to listen to those. So a couple of like Little Goody Two Shoes clips are like gone because I felt very self-conscious. But there's a few left, a couple here and there. That was a crazy switch. Amazing timing. That fucking flashlight being given to me by the game and it turning on to only to reveal the fucking creature, that got me so bad. I think that was one of the worst jump scares in the game for me. That and the first creepy crawler coming out from under the car, but I don't know if that clip is still there. I don't know. Anime is a medium for all ages. Yeah, just look at, okay, I don't watch a lot of anime anymore, but like probably one of the most fucked up things I've ever watched, funny enough, is actually Attack on Titan. I don't know how many people have watched the entirety of it because it's not that fucked up unless you watch the ending. The ending, I don't want to spoil it because there's people here that haven't watched it, but that was probably one of the most disturbing fucking things I've ever seen in my fucking life. That shit was so dark. I am still not over it, and I haven't read the manga because I don't even know if I can. The anime got me so bad. I had to like take a break after watching that because that was traumatic. That was really, really rough to get through. Obsession with the demographic of media is kind of dumb. People should just be able to enjoy whatever they like. Yeah, I agree. Just do whatever you want. Don't judge people for whatever they like. It's fine. You don't have to have peak fucking taste at all times, whatever peak fucking taste is. Just like what you like. Be cringe, be free. I don't even care. No one cares. You shouldn't care. Accent is actually not noticeable, also in the early ones. I felt differently about that, but I'm glad you say that. I don't know. We are our own worst critics, so I guess that is why I had to nuke myself. Past Spooky had to be nuked in some parts. You know, it's okay to be critical with yourself sometimes. Don't always gotta, be in love with yourself, It's okay. Let me criticize myself. It's okay. Higurashi Rei, the first arc of that game is serious, but the rest are degen. Like, seriously, has some fucking degenerate stuff. I know, I saw some of the screenshots on Steam, and I was like, what the fuck is going on in these images? So this is why I'm like, not sure if I want to read through it on stream. I'm like considering reading through it on my own because I don't want to have to go through that on stream. And like then maybe from there I can like paraphrase the important and interesting stuff, but we'll see about that. Also, hello Kuro, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Have you read Berserk? I haven't, but I heard it's very fucked up too. I haven't. It seems terrifying. I'm scared. But I heard it's really good. I haven't watched it, but I know there's a lot of body horror and physical horror. Not gonna watch that. Yeah. Also, hello, Mikal. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Sure hope that creeper doesn't explode. Well, I mean, it kind of tore a hole into my stream, as you can tell. I'm sorry. There's a little creeper-shaped hole now. I've heard some people recently talking about streamers and watching streamers and how dumb it is. To be fair, before I started streaming, I didn't really understand why people watched Twitch streams. I was always like, I mean, to this day, even I will still just watch VODs, and I most of the time kind of prefer it. There's like rare occasions where I will like pop into someone's stream and like actually actively chat. I don't do that too terribly much, and it's only with like streamer friends that I do that. But after like doing that, I can see the appeal of it. It's kind of really fun to like talk to people over Twitch. I don't know. I find it fun now, but it took a little bit of time for me to understand why people like it. So, people will judge things they don't understand. Maybe be a little bit harsh with their choice of words, but it might change if they actually like, mess around with the matter and stuff. Yeah, Remember as a kid seeing a clip about the bombing of one of those two cities in Japan by a nuke in an animated form? It's a famous part of an anime going through the stories of the bombing victims. That shit is still imprinted in my head. I think I saw, there's 2 animes like that I've seen that like talk about the same stuff that you just described. I don't remember the names, unfortunately. But that shit was quite terrifying. Yes, anime can be like used to tell some pretty fucked up stories, and it looks silly because when people look at it, they're like, oh, this is just animated cartoon stuff, because they don't know any better. They might not be able to appreciate it because that's all they can see, but you know, I feel like if you give stuff that you aren't used to a chance, you might end up liking it, but some people are just too stubborn and too, you know, up their asses to like give other stuff a try. Unless it's Indian or Chinese accent, I can barely tell one accent to another. I don't know. I'm not good at telling accents generally, but sometimes I can tell. Other times I can't. Other times I'm like guessing, because they will be like, oh yeah, I'm not, English is not my first language. And I'm like, what? I can't tell at all. And then it's like fun guessing to myself. But yeah. I think Goodnight Punpun is still the most fucked up story I've read so far. It gets really dark, and being really close to reality doesn't help for sure. I read through a little bit of it. I never finished it in its entirety, but it is really fucked up. It deals with some heavy stuff, and it doesn't look like it does. The main character is a weird shape. It's a weird shaped creature. It looks really silly, but when you read it, you're like, what the hell is going on? It's really messed up. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. I couldn't even finish it because I was a little bit too traumatized, and then I never wanted to get back to it. So yeah, I never did. Done with 9 souls. I got 100% achievement on AI limit. Wow, congrats. Wow, you're so fast at like finishing games. That's really impressive. Well, kudos like finishing 5 games in the span of like 2 months. I'm like, I haven't finished a single game in like half a year. So yeah, or that's what it feels like anyway. Might have. I think one of the most messed up manga I've read is Blood on the Tracks by Shuzo Oshimi. That's the only one I can think of at the moment, but there's probably more. I can't say I've heard of that one. Manga. I haven't read too many manga. I have a mediocre-ish collection of like a lot of manga, but I haven't actually read through a lot of them. Yeah. I don't know. Manga, I don't think I have one that could be considered like specifically fucked up and creepy and horrifying. But like in terms of anime, there has been a couple here and there. I would say like, Corpse Party is pretty messed up just because of how graphic it is. Especially the anime like shows some pretty messed up stuff in my opinion, even though it's like only 4 episodes long. And like the anime itself is like kind of horrible because of the pacing of the story, and I mean, not like the game story is told in a much better way, but you know, it's just slightly better. Like just visually speaking, that's also like one of the most fucked up things ever. There's some scenes from Corpse Party that I can't get out of my head. But then again, like talking about horror anime, there isn't that many. But Higurashi is also one of them. Some Higurashi scenes like stayed in my mind, and when we like played through the early chapters, I remembered them, and I was like, oh my god, that shit was horrifying. Just some of the torture scenes were like quite rough to like get through. I can see Twitch streams as the evolution of Let's Plays, but you can hang out with the person playing the game, which is really cool. Yeah, that is true. That is true. There's like a closer connection to the person playing the games, and you kind of like, I guess, but with like Let's Plays, you can like make memories together, like kind of make connections with people if you're like part of the community. But I feel like it's harder to like to be part of a YouTuber's or like a Let's Players community if you're not the type of person to like leave comments, permanent comments on a YouTube video, for example. I feel like more people are likely to like participate in chat while someone is live streaming than leaving a permanent comment on a YouTube video. I know I am. I can't remember the last time I ever left a comment on a YouTube video. even if I thought something was funny or if I wanted to be part of a community. But I'm way more likely to like go into someone's chat and like comment on the game and like the events that happened throughout the stream. So I feel like it's just nicer in general to like create some nice fun moments and like enjoy games in a different way than if you were to like play them by yourself. I know I would be having a lot less fun playing some games if I had to like just really just talk to myself and not have your chat messages to like read, which are really funny, like the fucking creeper. If I had missed out on the creeper emote, I don't know how I could have lived with myself. That shit was so funny. That like elevated the whole experience. You know what I mean? Also, yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, Toonie. I know your message has been there for a bit, but enjoy your dinner. Spent a lot of time playing. 9 Souls is at 31 hours, and AI limit at 54 hours. I don't even know where I would get that time from, but that is impressive. The worst mother in any media. Okay. That sounds awful. Corpse Party anime is really, really bad. I mean, I played through the first Corpse Party game, the 20-something remake on Steam. And then we watched the anime right after. The pacing is like quite bad, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still like it. It like has a nostalgia factor for me, but I wouldn't say it's good necessarily. It's like it's bad-ish. I still enjoy it, but it's bad-ish. Mess up in what sense? Because I do read quite a lot of manga. I just guess like horror, terrifying, scary, brutal, that kind of stuff. I did get traumatized by the Corpse Party anime. It is really fucked up. There's a scene where, oh god, what's his name? What's the blonde guy's name? Don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Because in the anime, the ending is different. Oh yeah, Yoshiki. Right, he doesn't choose to go back with Ayumi, I think that's her name, to like save their friends. They kind of have a fight and he doesn't follow straight after. So he comes back at some other time to like save, what's her name, Yuka? And he does so. And then he like holds down some door. And then the principal's son ends up fucking sticking his whole fist through the door, through Yoshiki's entire stomach. And you just see, well, you know, some stuff coming out of there. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I'm not gonna be like Ryukishi, but that shit has traumatized me to no end. And it makes my stomach hurts now. It makes my stomach turn a little bit. Sorry for describing it even just a little bit. That is a horrifying scene, and I can never get it out of my head, ever. Only comment to give my thoughts or feedback, opinions when I think it adds to the topic. It also elevated the school. Wow. It sure did. It elevated the school. It sure fucking did. But yeah, I don't think I've ever really commented on a YouTube video. I think the one time I did was to like join a giveaway, and that's it. And I did win that giveaway, funny enough. It was like the one time I commented on something and I did win, actually. But yeah, I don't know. YouTube comment section is scary. I don't really go in there. So, I don't know. I'm like very unlikely to engage with that sort of stuff. Actually, speaking of that stuff, the anime Higurashi Go Sotsu have some really disturbing scenes. That's scary. Okay. I wanted to watch them. I don't think I've watched Higurashi Go and Sotsu. I think those are like relatively new. Haven't watched them. It's gonna be fun. SMH my head, streamer luck. You're so right. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the 12-year-old me, streamer luck. There's this one scene that I'll never be able to get out of my head. Okay, well, that's gonna be fun to like get to, but yeah. Also, hello, Amaris. Welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing good. Also, hello, Yugi. Welcome. I don't know if you said something before, but also hello. Hello. Hope you're doing good. Di Praputa. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Never happened? Is it bad? I won't spoil it, but Gousatsu is gonna be hit or miss for you. It's very divisive. Okay. It seems like people are already divisive here in chat. Okay, all right. I like watching things for completion's sake. The only thing I've ever like stopped watching because I thought it was so bad I couldn't watch it anymore was The Promised Neverland season 2, which also never happened. Where's my season 2? Please give it to me. But that was like the only anime I ever stopped watching because I thought it was genuinely so fucking bad that I couldn't keep doing it to myself. That shit was so ass. I have read the entire manga, and although I am kind of disappointed with how the manga ended and like how like after the Goldie Pond arc in the manga, how everything just was kind of really bad. It was still like mediocre. Like the manga ended in a mediocre, maybe like slightly bad-ish way. But the anime, oh my god. Oh god, that was, ugh. I don't know what happened there, but that was awful. I have seen Ghoul but not Satsu. I guess we will see how it is. Promised Neverland season 2 was the worst. It was so bad. It was like depressingly bad. I had a suggestion. Can we watch the anime ending song for Higurashi? I thought it'd be fun. And it's only a minute-ish long. We can do that, sure. We can do that. It's funny, I recently got one of my Higurashi VODs muted in the middle of it by Twitch, even though it was in the middle of the chapter. And I was talking during that. It wasn't even just me like playing a song, like a soundtrack from the game. It just muted my VOD for some reason. The manga kind of fumbles the end. Yeah, I feel like I would say that the manga for The Promised Neverland is like still really good, and like you should read it if you liked the season 1, especially like up to Goldie Pond. I feel like that is like really amazing. I loved it. I really liked it. After that, it like gets kind of mid, and then the end is kind of okay, I guess you could do that. You didn't have to write it like that, but you can, I guess, if you really wanted to make it very mediocre. Actually stopped after a while. It just wasn't interesting anymore. Yeah, it kind of flopped a little bit, but it was still enjoyable for me at least. It's still one of my favorite manga. And one of the few that I have actually finished just because of how much I love this series, but it's a shame that I have these like mixed feelings about it. How can I cut the fan favorite characters from the manga in an anime adaptation is beyond me. I don't know. It's just crazy how they just completely changed it. I watched like a couple of episodes and I was so angry that I couldn't keep watching. Oh, so hello, Ayume. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. One thing I thought about with regards to Promised Neverland is that Posuka Demizu is an incredible illustrator. I think I like more of her work in illustrations and in manga proper. I follow her on Twitter, and every time she posts something, I am just blown away. Every single piece of art that she posts is just amazing. Absolutely incredible illustrator. And I love all of the manga covers for The Promised Neverland, which is why I'm like so happy I got like the whole collection because they look so good. Every single cover is a work of art. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Higurashi has a fairly recent manga and is completed. TLDR, it's about a military AI. Interesting. Yeah, I can't say that I've heard of it, but you know, I might, I don't really read too much at the moment, but if I do, I feel like I would maybe enjoy that. That sounds interesting. Most of the endings and openings for Higu media are peak. I think I only know the original ones, the opening. I can hardly remember the ending for the original Higurashi series. Okay, I guess we can listen to it now. I forgot to close the game and I've been listening to the Higurashi in the background this whole time. I'm gonna restart the game anyway so that we can like listen to the opening one last time. And then I have to like skip through the tip to like get to the point where we left off last night. Maybe I can just like, I don't know, I don't want to read it again. It was like, we read for like a half an hour. Unless you want me to read it again. If you don't remember what happened in the tip last night, I can reread it. It was only quote unquote half an hour. So if you really wanted me to, I guess I could. The monsters too, and the colors like especially, but yeah, the monsters look really amazing. Okay, hold on. Higurashi ending. I don't think I remember this song too well. I think I was more of a sucker for the opening. Hold on, let me mute this. Unmute that. How loud is that? That's like an okay volume, I think. Do you mean this one, Amadis? I think the speed one will be enough to remember. Okay. All right. You fell asleep. You know what? That's fair. It was a really long one. Oh, the ending is in English. That's so nice. Oh. Hello, Zam! Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Welcome. I need to lower the browser volume for me because it's so loud for me. But thank you so much. Hope you're doing good. Can I always compress what happened in the tip to the main points? Yeah, all right. I will do that. We'll just like slowly. I'll just skip through the text and then we can like read it real fast, real speedy. Loved hearing it after every episode. It added such a gloomy atmosphere to the show. Oh no! Don't talk, Rika. Don't spoil. I don't know what episode preview that was for, but don't say more. Don't say more. Yeah, it's almost a year. As you might have like noticed from me not really celebrating my birthday, I don't know if I should like celebrate 1 year of streaming on Twitch or like my affiliate, the anniversary. I don't know. I don't even know what to do. I like playing games. Can we just play games on those dates? Can we just play games and like be kind? I feel like that would be what I want to do. I don't know what else people do. I know people do like subathons and stuff, but I don't really want to do that. Maybe we just pretend like everything is normal and we just say, "Wow, congrats on being here, talking to yourself for 1 year." Can we do that? Yeah. Unless you really want to do like something special, I feel like that would be good. I don't know. I don't know what people do. Took me like 8 episodes to realize it was English. I only realized it because of the lyrics. Maybe I would have realized it after like listening to it for a little bit longer. But it's a really nice song. I don't think I ever. I might have listened to it like once or twice, but I'm not the type of person to like watch endings, unfortunately. I will never skip openings, but endings, I might skip every now and then. Thought it made sense to hear it because one of the lyrics says the sound of footsteps got louder every day. It's a little terrifying. The lyrics are really nice. Hold on, I can even link you the video if you wanted to like read through the lyrics. Another great art is by the mangaka of P. This is the name of the manga. They just are not really good at ending their stories, but the drawings are amazing. I'm gonna write that down. Just so I can check it out. Can I always do a community day or on 1 year anniversary, like Lethal or Repo? I haven't played Repo even once, but you know, Lethal would be fun, but I would just do that on the Discord anyway, you know? I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll just end up sick again on those days and we won't even stream at all. I hope not. I do want to stream on those dates, at least. I wanted to also stream on my birthday, but yeah, it was a rough week. The real ones know the lyrics by heart. I know some of the Japanese lyrics for the opening and for Dear You. Funny enough, I like sometimes in the morning to like wake up, I'll like put on some music to listen to. And today YouTube was like, you know what? You should listen to Higurashi music. And they just kept giving me like different variations of Dear You. And I wasn't mad about it. It was very nice to listen to all of these different variations for it. And that's also where YouTube was like, oh, you want to listen to Christopher Larkin music? If you don't know who that is, that's I guess one of the people or the person that did the music for Hollow Knight. And I saw the Silk Song OST sample. That slapped so hard. That was so good. It sounds amazing. No, I didn't mean to mute it. This sounds so good. I'm like just listening to this made me so excited for Skong. Skong soon. I'm so excited for it. It sounds amazing. Sounds so good. They made an AI to learn through online FPS game, and then the AI made friends with the boy, the MC, and then things just happened from there. That sounds scary. That sounds like things can go wrong very quickly. Real ones know the full lyrics of the Higurashi ABC song with Keiichi and Oishi. I'm like this close to like learning the lyrics. I want to make a cover of that song. That song is so good. Too bad Silk Song isn't real. It is real. It is real. Absolutely real. More of a Bone Bottom fan? I like it more than Lace. I don't know what is that related to. I don't know what is that. That's a different song, isn't it? Oh, because this one is called Lace. We can listen to Bone Bottom as well. Looks on OST preview, spent like a week listening to it while jogging. I didn't even know there was one. I got this randomly recommended to me. I was very happy about it. I guess we can, hold on. I'm gonna listen to Bone Bottom as well. Oh god. Music is so good. They don't have a release date for Skong yet, do they? I was like hoping that it would like come out this year, but if they don't even have a release date set for it, a release this year seems kind of unlikely, doesn't it? I have high hopes for it though. I really want it soon. I'm very impatient. I know I haven't been waiting as long as like other people. I just recently finished Hollow Knight basically, but I'm still eager to like play it. Very excited for it. And I don't usually anticipate like game releases too much. I'm like, oh, whenever something good releases, that's good. I will play it. But I'm like really, really excited for Skong. I guess like the only other game series that makes me like really excited is like Animal Crossing. Like that I will go feral for, but other than that, I don't really care too much about like game releases. I will be excited if I like a game, but that's about it. Bone Bottom and Lacer Silk Song sample songs. I think those are the only two that we got. Yeah, I don't see anything else being recommended to me here right now. So YouTube music is a little bit wonky. We need a Floof library YouTube playlist with a bunch of songs that we can share with the community. Didn't we like try to like get something like that started? And I don't know. Discord music channel is pretty close. I feel, yeah, you can just go through there. I feel like people share music pretty often there. I try to like listen to everything, but sometimes I'm at work and then I see the message and then the little dot to like indicate that there's a new message disappears and I'm like, oh fuck, I meant to listen to this, and then I listen to it like 2 weeks later, but I do listen to it at least someday. Animal Crossing would mean we will not see or hear from Spooky for at least 900 plus hours later. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, yeah. I might just vanish from planet Earth if a new Animal Crossing releases. Oh, why did Spooky graduate? Oh no, don't worry. She will be back once the Animal Crossing hype dies down. She'll be back someday. Don't worry about it. I'm waiting for Pretendo to make an Animal Crossing 3DS online public. It's currently in beta. I feel like I would want to like check that out too. It's been a while since I played Animal Crossing on the 3DS. And I never really had anyone to like play it with together. Since most of my friends kind of weren't into it as much as I was. I love how the music channel is mostly games, OST, and Vocaloid. I love it. Me too. That's like exactly what I like. That's exactly the type of music that I would listen to. I know I sometimes post like some wild drum and bass, dubstep-esque stuff, but you know, it happens every now and then. Sometimes my music taste will freak out. Okay, before I get copyright striked, let me turn that off, and I can feel my voice kind of getting a little fucked. Since the ad break is also over, I wanted to wait for that to be over. We can switch to Higurashi, maybe. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I forgot about the creeper being here too. Jump scare. Displaying Spooky will return from Animal Crossing in 869 hours exactly. That's just what happens. One last time listening to this. Maybe. One last time almost makes it sound a little sad. It does. It does. It's kind of sad. It's only this song though. I'm sure the next episode will have an equally nice song. Also, hello Slayer, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Hope I'm even audible over the song. Rika is amazing. I love the way that she looks in the intros. It's really good. Has Spooky played Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion? That'd be a fun playthrough. I have been recommended to play Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion by Cat, actually. Let me shout her out real quick. Flannel Cat. Hope I spelled that correctly. She plays the game, I think, once a year around Halloween, maybe, I think. And she really loves it, and she has recommended it to me. I might have to play it. I think it's on my list to, like, play even. But I'm also afraid of it, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also, welcome back, Toonie. No 2-hour yap session. My throat cannot handle it. Even like that 1 hour might have been a little bit too much. I should have paid a bit more attention to how I was doing, maybe. It's okay. We got this. We can finish it. I promise. It's fine. Okay, since unfortunately I couldn't save during the tip, it was a little bit annoying. We will have to just kind of skip through it, yeah? Oh, right, oh god, maybe I should have yapped about this instead. Also, hold on, let me take off my sweater. It's really warm again. Give me 1 second. Okay, sweaterless. Okay, so as I mentioned, I was talking to Austin about the tip actually, and we were thinking about the name, like Demon Script, and it's kind of interesting. This theory might be like completely bonkers crazy and completely wrong and weird, but we were like thinking, because they also mentioned in the tip last night that Takano kind of predicted the Hinamizawa disaster, that maybe the scrapbooks and like the different crazy conspiracy theories that she comes up with, and like the whole demon script, and like I don't know, I thought it was like a fourth wall break from Ryukishi, but what if it's actually hinting towards Takano's scrapbooks and like her being the evil mastermind behind everything? What if her conspiracy theories somehow shape how the world is gonna like play out? Because it is weird that the whole, I don't know how to describe what I'm like thinking right now. It's a little difficult because I don't have like any proof or anything. It's just a wild theory that Takano is somehow like connected to the demon script, and I feel like we ended right before they were like gonna go into Rena and like Takano's relationship and everything. So maybe if I just shut up and like we get to that point again, it'll become more clear what I'm like trying to say. I'm just like really sus about Takano in general and the whole just demon script, and in relation to her scrapbooks, it just makes me raise an eyebrow. It's a little weird, and it just solidifies my distrust in her, and I feel like she's kind of trying to get these quote-unquote bad endings for some reason. Maybe Rika isn't the only one that is like aware of these like different worlds and of the loops and everything. Maybe there's more people like that. Maybe Takano, wink wink, and maybe she's like trying to achieve something by like getting these worlds to end in this disaster. Who knows? Who knows? Peachy was also talking about a script at the end, tearing it to pieces, etc. Yeah, and like, it's weird because I thought it was just like Ryukishi being quirky and doing like a fourth wall break, but then the tip is also called the demon script, and I'm like, the more I think about it, I also like mentioned how Takano is like very demon coded. Technically, like if you look at her design, like her eyes are like very slender and like fox-like or like demon-like. How you would display or portray a character that's kind of like mischievous and like suspicious. I don't know how to explain it. Like her design is like very specific, especially in the console sprites, I feel. And so I'm like generally a little bit, careful around her in general. So yeah, I just feel like there could be some kind of connection between the whole demon script wordplay and Takano and her scrapbooks and like her ultimate goal and all of this. And I guess maybe this will like teach us a little bit more about it. This is just like what I think is like maybe the connection between her and like the scrapbooks and like what she's doing with them, what her goal is. Because like in the end, what really drove Rena mad in the end was the crazy conspiracy theories. What sent Mion to like go after her family even stronger than before was the whole like Takano giving her the scrapbooks, allowing her to kind of like go detective crazy for that whole year after Satoshi died, researching everything she could about her family and like the ongoings in Hinamizawa. She was like kind of sent down a rabbit hole with that. And then we were also talking about how in episode 3, where Keiichi meets Takano after he like makes sure, I don't know, I don't even remember what it was, that Teppei is like buried or whatever, or like he buried him. He meets Takano and she like makes sure, she's like making sure that Keiichi knows that she might have killed or might have something to do with Tomitake's death. Which is weird because that prompts him to like wish death upon her, which makes him go even crazier when he does learn that she did indeed die after he wished for her to die. So it kind of just sent him further down the spiral as well. And it was just weird. Like every time she gets involved, for some reason, things just get worse for the characters in the chapter. And it's just like, this cannot be a coincidence. Either she's good at hiding when she's faking her death, or she's very purposefully dying in ways that people can research in a good way. For some reason, I am not convinced that she is dead. They said last night in the chapter that the time of death was wrong and that they made a mistake, but it doesn't feel like a mistake. They make this mistake every single chapter, every single time she's dead on the night of Watanagashi before she is seen. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm just confused. There is something odd about that. We have learned, the author of Higurashi, he likes to add very subtle hints to things. Yeah, he does. He does. So I wouldn't even be surprised if like the design is like on purpose like that. Mion relapsed thanks to her. I wouldn't say it was like necessarily only because of her, but it definitely deepened the distrust that she had in her own family, which like caused her to like kind of break when she heard about Tomitake and Takano being like missing and like dead and whatever after they broke into the ritual storehouse. She was actually calming down after having been through that, and Keiichi's introduction and her scrapbooks pushed her over the edge. The thing is, the scrapbooks were before she met Keiichi. They were in between the year, after like, yeah, after Satoshi died and before she met Keiichi. She was like researching the disappearance of, Satoshi. And, then she kind of calmed down after that. But I feel like the books just kind of added to the distrust that she had in her own family, since they were all about like the Sonozaki family and them being like bad. Because she never mentioned anything about conspiracy theories, and maybe like Takano only gave her like a specific scrapbook talking about the families and everything to like make her even more paranoid. Also, hello Overly. Welcome in. Hope we're doing good. But yeah, that was just like my conversation I had with Austin, and I thought it was kind of interesting. We have been suspicious of her for a while, and I feel like it's just all adding up. But anyway, let me like skip through this. I could have been doing this. I remember they were talking about the swamp being covered up with cement. And there being like occult forums online talking about how the swamp is now a place for like the government to like make deals with aliens and whatnot. And they were talking about Takano's scrapbooks and how they were kind of crazy, and how Takano predicted the Hinamizawa disaster, kind of. And then they were going to talk about Rena and like Rena's theories, and that's where we left off. I have the screenshot of where exactly we did leave off. Actually, we did leave off when they mentioned Rena. So let me pop that up over here. Let me like skip this for a little bit. Oh shit! Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're like, I'm scared. Okay, they're about to get to the swamp. Deals with aliens is crazy. It's these conspiracy theories are like really funny if you like read them and like try to like understand where the person is coming from, but it sounds so messed up. Her family did not help in any way. They made her more paranoid. Yeah, by the way that they deal with things, by like saying or like acting in a way that they're responsible for everything, they do not help. They don't help. They just make it worse in every possible way. Yeah, the swamp being filled up with concrete doesn't help to stop the gas from leaking. This is not how it works, but they did it anyway for whatever reason. I don't know why. I'm guessing it could be that someone tried to cover something up, but it might just be stupidity, honestly. I don't know. It seems like an odd thing to like mention and like to describe like this. So maybe there is someone that like was behind this and maybe they like build it up for a reason. But like who would do that? I need the alien cat emote from Discord. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, let me skip through this a little bit. Yeah, file number 34, which was just one of Takano's scrapbooks. I think that was the one about the parasites and the aliens, and this is exactly the one that Rena had. Yeah, they're also talking about the temple, the Furude temple. I still think there's something odd about the ritual storehouse that they broke into. I feel like that is still an interesting place, and I would want them to like investigate it. The government works with professionals. They would have made it clear that concrete wouldn't work. They must have found something else that was the cause. Like, what's the conclusion I reached from that? That's the conclusion I reached from that. Good point. I feel like they were like brushing it off by saying, oh, the government likes to like waste the taxpayers' money, which like, yeah, sometimes that does happen. But I feel like it's an odd thing to mention. Ryukishi doesn't just mention things like this if he could be trying to mislead us a little bit, but sometimes I feel like he does that on purpose to like drop a little hint and like confuse you, but also mentioning it just like that makes you very suspicious. So it might just be a red herring where he's like trying to confuse you even more. It's I don't know. It's tough to like, I have a hard time telling when he's like dropping something to like be serious or when he's dropping something to kind of mess around with us a little bit. I can never tell. I'm like very dense when it comes to that, unfortunately. She was murdered before all of that, which just kind of strengthens the conspiracy theorists. Okay, this is kind of where we left off. Yeah, she gave the scrapbooks to Girl A. And yeah, this is the exact line where we left off. Some guy who investigated the case was able to track it down to a girl named Reina Ryugu. So now it's known as the Reina Ryugu theory on the internet. Also, we still don't know who like died in the disaster. We don't know if everyone died. We also don't know when the disaster took place. We only know that this is like 20 years after the incident. Or like not the incident, after the last chapter, roughly. Reina Ryugu inherited Mio Takano's will by means of the scrapbooks. She tried to fight against the planned invasion by holding a school hostage and demanding the local police uncover the aliens' plot. Of course, no one believed her, and they assumed she was in a state of paranoia. Back then, people assumed that Reina Ryugu took Mio Takano's delusion seriously and was motivated to commit a poorly executed crime. When she held the school hostage, Reina Ryugu told local police that the alien was controlling the three families, and that it was plotting bioterrorism on a massive scale. And the very next day... Oh, it happened the next fucking day. That is awful. Oh my god. The Great Hinamizawa disaster occurred. Okay, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. That is awful. So, my theory before was that the cause for the disaster happening was Rika getting killed in that ritualistic way, but we know that she survived at least until like the fight was over. So that's like a little bit messed up. People disappeared. Idiot killed himself for no reason. Yeah, everything was really messed up. They're just recapping the events of the chapter 12, and that the disaster occurred the very next day. They cannot catch a break. They cannot. They can absolutely not. Ryukishi really likes these characters suffering. You've gotta be kidding. Couldn't it just be a coincidence?
わからない。偶然ではないと思う連中に言わせると、その後の自衛隊による封鎖はおかしなことだらけらしい。
I don't know. According to people who believe it's not just a coincidence, there are many inconsistencies in the SDF's immediate sealing off operation.
この沼の埋め立てが一例だ。
Filling the swamp with concrete is one
そして
example.
埋め立てる前に、明らかに通常の地質調査とは異なる秘密の調査を行っていたとされていて、
That is weird.
当時ここの封鎖に関わっていた自衛隊員たちがそれを何人も証言している。
I think the whole alien stuff just sounds so weird and like fucked up. Like, I believe the whole parasite part of it, but the whole, like, as soon as the aliens were mentioned, because aliens are like such a ridiculous thing to us, because like we know like that shit doesn't really exist, you know? It just sounded so ridiculous to us, so I just immediately thought, oh, she's going insane. And so did everyone else, obviously, but now I'm like, no, she's making me second guess myself again. I'm gonna stick with the theory that I don't think aliens exist in Higurashi, but honestly, I feel like a 180 can still be done on us. Maybe the aliens do exist, who knows? Lock the fuck in. Several of the SDF soldiers on duty at the time testified that some people were conducting secret investigations outside the usual geological survey before the area was closed off.
否定派はそれを単にガスの発生地なので危険に備えて立ち入りを制限していただけ
Alien doubters stay losing. I mean, I guess so. It depends on how you like see aliens. I always think of aliens as like the green, glorpy, weird dudes. But of course, like there is alien life. There's like other life out in universe. But you know, not the aliens with the UFOs coming to like beam people up and, you know, abduct them. Not yet anyway. Maybe someday. Cursed believers stay winning. Sure. Of course, those who think it's just a coincidence say that the researchers simply took precautionary measures to keep unauthorized people out of the area.
それは多分否定派の言うのが正しいんじゃないかと思いますね。
I'd have to agree with the latter people.
他にも異常に長かった封鎖期間も疑惑の目が向けられている。
People also question why they... Oh my god, he does this all the time.
見てもわかるように 4,5 年で立ち入り禁止を解いている。
People like stop talking and then suddenly just continue talking. People also question why they sealed off the village for such a long time. After its volcanic gas eruption, Miyake Island was only sealed off for 4 to 5 years.
南沢のケースは例外中の例外のケースのはずなのに、封鎖は極めて長期に及んだ。
What happened in Hinamizawa was an exceptionally rare natural disaster, yet it was sealed for over 20 years.
あのケースは 島民が祈祷を強く希望したからと聞いています。南沢には帰る人がそもそもいないんだから、十分安全が確認できるまでたっぷり期間を置いただけなのでは？
I heard that the residents of Miyake Island returned to their home island faster than was originally intended, because they had requested it so strongly. But in the case of Hinamizawa, there were no residents alive who wished to return in the first place. Perhaps the government took their time until they were absolutely certain it was safe. Okay, so they all died. That is very unfortunate. Alien life doesn't have to be weird creatures. Yeah, but that's like the first thing that like pops into people's mind. But yeah, technically, alien life and like the word, like as I think, yeah, Zam is like referring to, alien, like the word itself does mean something more along the lines of like unknown, something that you are not familiar with. So it's just, the thing that pops into people's minds is like the green Kalorpi guys with the UFOs, but that's not technically what it means. There is probably life out there somewhere, but not in the way that like Rena was describing it. I don't think. Not it would be funny, but not like in the media sense, green glorpy guys with UFOs coming to, you know, take over humanity. You know what I mean? Especially, like, it doesn't make sense for it to be aliens in like them wanting to eradicate humans, because why would they target Hinamizawa, the fucking such a small fucking town? If an alien pathogen could interact with human DNA that has fascinating implication for the origins of life, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Also terrifying.
あと、こんな話もあるぞ。
How about this one?
南沢を封鎖していた自衛隊員たちは定期的に血を抜かれての厳密な検査を受けていたといい、何らかの結果によって自他ともに理解できない理由で任務を解かれることがあったという。
Okay, that's like a little bit weird. The SAF members who were on the mission to seal off Hinamizawa had their blood samples taken periodically. Some of them were discharged from the mission without any explanation after the results came back. That's a little odd.
それは実は細菌感染の陽性反応を見るもので、自衛隊員たちをとどまらせることによる何らかの人体実験だったとささやかれているらしい。
Some believe that they were using the members of the SDF as human test subjects and to see if they got infected or not.
それはやはりガスが湧き出す危険性があっただけに、健康管理には気を使ったということでしょう。それに普通のサラリーマンだって年に一度は健康診断を受け、その時に血を抜かれてるはずです。
I do agree that it's a little bit weird, but them just taking like blood samples to like check whether or not the gas has like any effect on them and like their health and everything makes sense. That makes sense. It's not weird per se. Like think of it in that way. It is just something that you notice and you think, definitely something to keep in mind. It does feel like Keiichi was able to overturn the prediction that was made, but another one happened anyway. I'm just like wondering what the trigger was for the disaster, because Akasaka said that Rika still ended up dying. And I wonder if she still died in the ritualistic way. So that would be like really fucked up, because I thought that she survived. But maybe she just ended up dying anyway. Sorry, I am eepy. I think they were just checking up on the members' health condition since they were in the area where the gas disaster occurred. Besides, normal businessmen also take annual physical checkups, and they have their blood samples taken there as well.
まあ、君の言うことももっともだと思う。あと、もっと面白い話もあるぞ。南沢大災害時に火山ガスは発生していないと主張する連中がいる。
Yeah, I understand your point too, but I have another interesting theory. There are some people who believe that there was no gas emitted during the so-called Great Hinamizawa disaster.
火山ガスは発生していない？
No volcanic
どういう意味です
gas?
か？
What does that mean?
つまり、もともと火山ガスなんか噴出してなくて、 ガス災害というのが政府の嘘であると主張しているらしい。ほら、洋画の人類と UFO がコンタクトする作品でも同じ設定だったじゃないか。
Basically, what they're saying is that there was no volcanic gas and was a sort of government cover-up. It's like in the Spielberg movie, you know, the ones where humans make contact with UFOs.
それこそミステリーマニアのこじつけだと思いますね。で、その連中は何を根拠に火山ガスが発生しなかったと言っているんです？
After the moon landing was also put in a contamination room. I mean, yeah, like especially when dealing with things that are kind of unknown to you, I doubt that this happens very often, like the gas eruption thing. You would like want to make sure that you research that further as well. And like just to make sure that the people, you know that they're safe in this environment. They're after all having to be here for work. You want to make sure that these people don't catch some kind of disease if they stay here for prolonged periods of time. I like how you said Spielberg. Yeah. I can't believe Higurashi is becoming 13 Sentinels, making all the sci-fi references. They are kind of starting to do that. It's kind of funny because we said that. We said that it would be funny if they started doing that, and now they are. They just straight up are. Never know what the names if I should use an English accent or not. Yeah, I'm always confused. But you get the mixture of the two, I guess. See, that's exactly how maniacs always explain things. What kind of basics do they have to say that there was no volcanic basis, not basics, oh my god. Do they have to say that there was no volcanic gas emission?
封鎖解除後、ミステリーマニアがドットを押し寄せて UFO 説を補強するためにいろいろ調べたらしい。
The movie is probably Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Yeah, something along those lines. Alternative world to 13 Sentinels. Yeah, this is just another timeline. Well, a bunch of those maniacs came to Hinamizawa as soon as the seal was lifted.
連中の主張はこうだ。
According to
政
them,
府発表の火山ガス成分によるならば、硫化水素によって金属が腐食されたり、自然体系に大きなダメージが残るはずだ。
the hydrogen sulfide in the volcanic gas should have caused some corrosion to metallic objects and major damage to the wildlife.
にもかかわらず、南沢にはそういう痕跡が残っておらず、よって火山ガスが噴出したとは到底思えないとかなんとか言ってる。
Hinamizawa is just another sector. Yeah, that would actually be kind of funny. I feel like they could do a good crossover. I need a Higurashi event in 13 Sentinels. Also, hello River, welcome in. How are you? Let me shout you out. Please check out River. They've been playing like a lot of cool retro games on their channel with the very cool CRT setup. You should check them out. However, they found no such signs of disruption, which led them to claim that there was no volcanic gas to begin with.
もっとも、あれから20年も放置された村なんだ。そんな痕跡を発見できたかどうかは疑わしいな。
But this village was abandoned for 20 years. I doubt that they could find anything anyway.
やはりつくづくインターネットというのは信用できませんね。で、まさか赤坂先輩はその怪しげな話を信じてるわけですか？
Well, that's the thing with the internet. You can't believe everything you read on it. Akasaka-senpai, please don't tell me you're buying these stories.
最初は信じなかったが、最近は俺もわからない。
At first I didn't.
何割かは真実が含まれているかもしれないと思うようになっている。
But lately, I'm beginning to think that there might be some truth to them. Dude, Akasaka's gonna go down the same path as Rena. He's just gonna end up scratching out his own throat. That would be hilarious, but also very sad. True volcanic gas would erode and destroy everything. Nothing would stay untouched, and it looks like everything seemed to be reasonable, the same. Wasn't like everything kind of fucked up when Keiichi woke up? I remember him saying that everything looked like it was like decaying and like dead. Restoring sleep schedule, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm not trying to restore my sleep schedule, but I feel the same way as you. I hope you feel better soon, though. Hope you can fix it at least a little bit. They're interesting stories, but I don't quite buy them. They are interesting to consider though, but it's always a little bit over the top. The plants and greenery were dead, yeah, and I also remember I think the Higurashi, weren't they like also dead or something? Something definitely happened.
赤坂先輩ともあろうお方が UFO 話を信じるんですか?
You believe in UFOs? Oh, come on.
このスクラップ帳、これが本物の34号文書だとしたら?
Well, what if this scrapbook is the real file number 34? Huh?
昭和58年6月25日にひなみ沢営林署に人質を取って籠城した竜宮レイナが所持していた正真正銘本物の34号文書だ。
The scrapbook is the one that Reina Ryugu possessed when she took the school hostage on June 25th, 1983.
ひなみ沢大災害の混乱で
Yeah, the awful smell, yeah, I remember.
近年大石さんの古い友人が県警の保存庫で発見したらしい。
It was assumed to be lost during the confusion of the disaster, but Oishi-san's old friend was able to locate it in an evidence storage at the prefectural police headquarters. Back then, Oishi thought Reina Ryugu was delusional, but after reading this again after the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some of the contents seemed to hold vital clues. It's not the alien part that he was interested in, but her story that an endemic disease of parasitic microbes in Hinamizawa was responsible for the curse of Hoyashiro-sama. Of course, there's no proof that such microbes existed, so it still remains at a theoretical level.
大石さんの仮説なんだが、
Yeah, this is what I've been
ご尊家が
saying.
過去の信仰心を村に取り戻すために大昔の毒性の強い病原体を研究していたのは本当じゃないかって言うんだ。ひなみ沢大災害は実はその結果の失敗じゃないかってな。
That's what I think too. I think the whole like alien and like parasite stuff is a little bit too out there. But not the parasite thing explicitly. Like that could still make sense paired with the endemic disease that they're describing here. I feel like there is some kind of disease. People are getting afflicted by something, and they do experience Hinamizawa syndrome. So there is some type of disease, I would say, that I don't necessarily think is like supernatural in a way. It's just some kind of, I don't know, some kind of disease that works in mysterious ways that ends up, making them act the way that they do because of their delusions, the high fever, the heightened senses. It's all very strange. I'm so tired I might fall asleep. You should like rest up if you need to. But yeah, this is definitely interesting. Because I never believed that this wasn't like in at least a little bit true. I do feel like the parasite stuff might be a little bit out there, but some kind of disease forming in Hinamizawa and like being passed on to people does make sense to me. Otherwise, I guess Rika wouldn't also be running around with a syringe that kind of undoes the undoes? Is that what you say? Undo the thingies, the delusions and stuff like that. Oishi-san says that the three families might have been researching how to bring back the original deadlier microbe in order to revive the religious devotion the villagers used to have. The Great Hinamizawa disaster could be an experiment that went wrong. This theory is also based on the theories and myths that he found on the internet. The village clinic's chief doctor died mysteriously right before the Great Hinamizawa disaster. Again! He dies again before the disaster even happens. Like, the last time we heard of him dying was when he supposedly killed himself with sleeping pills in episode 3. A girl, Rika Furude, was brutally murdered on the night Reina Ryugu took the school hostage. She died the same night. That's impossible. That is horrifying. There could have been an underground research lab beneath the village clinic, and Dr. Irie could have been forced to do microbiological research, but he couldn't live with his own sins and committed suicide. So he did the same thing again. Rikafurude could have been brutally murdered in the sacrifice for some sort of ritual ceremony in the name of Oyashiro-sama's revival. However, their experiment went wrong. Instead of the microbes being parasitic in the villagers, they became a killer virus, and they exterminated the entire village in one night.
た
Yeah,
だのガス災害じゃないことは明白なんだ。
I feel like that
ガ
holds
スが
some
湧く直
truth.
前に一人の少女が最近テロを予告し、数人の村人が開始を遂げている。
Idiot kills his shelf. Oh, the poor shelf. Oh no. Experiment going wrong is a lot more plausible. I do agree. This is... I thought that part of her, like, delusions, quote unquote, made sense. And it was like the thing that made me go, ooh, things are clicking. When she started talking about the parasites, like the man-eaters and the aliens, I was like, okay, now we're like getting into stuff I'm not sure if I agree with. But yeah, everything else kind of seemed to like make sense. Rika was killed after all that. Yup, the same fucking night after she was so hopeful that things would go right for her for once. Still, it ended up costing her her life, and you know, the loop will just continue. It's obvious that it wasn't a simple gas disaster. We cannot ignore the fact that one girl predicted a bioterrorist attack right before the disaster, and that several villagers died mysteriously.
それをスクラップ帳にまとめた高野美代本人も含めてね。あれを偶然の予見不可能な災害だとするにはどうも腑に落ちない要素が少なくない。
Including
この
Mio
34号
Takano.
文章を読めば
Never mind.
それらは明らかにはっきりしてくる。
I like that he does that to me every time. Including Mio Takano herself, who wrote about all that in the scrapbook. It doesn't sound right to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster was an unpredicted and coincidental natural disaster. When you read this file number 34, it's obvious.
じゃあ、ひなみ沢大災害は自然災害ではなく、最近テロ。
I was worrying after she briefly disappeared after confronting Rena to let Keiichi pass. Yeah, I was worried there, but she made it only to still die in the end. It is horrible. It is so fucking sad. Yapasaka, he will like start yapping, then he'll take a break, but the game will just not give me a pause to like scroll myself. It'll just let him keep talking. It's funny. So, you're saying that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a rare natural disaster? That it was in fact an act of bioterrorism done by some cultists? In the modern era, everyone in Japan knows about the shocking incident where a doomsday cult created a nerve gas, sarin, and unleashed it for the purposes of mass murder. But in the 80s, the idea of a single cult being able to carry out such an act of terrorism didn't even cross our minds.
その後の自衛隊の長い封鎖はその殺人ウイルスを調査するためではないかと囁かれているんだが、すっきりしないな。
Some also whispered that the STF kept the area sealed for so long so they could study some lethal virus, but I'm not convinced.
UFO に乗った宇宙人がって話よりは、カルト集団がって方が近年は信憑性がありますからね。
I do agree. I hope this is not Ryukishi giving us another red herring, but I do feel like there is some truth to this. This indeed happened in 1995, which is very dark. I actually hadn't heard about this. So I'm kind of like curious to find out, but also I feel like that would be depressing to read through. Maybe I'm better off not knowing. Back in the 80s, you didn't need to lock your homes indoors. No one was going to rob you, so that out of mind, it's very credible things. I mean, yeah, things were just generally different back then, different worries and everything. So it makes sense. Also, thanks so much for the follow, Ketrix. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. He's saying the same things as you. I feel like the UFOs play a part, gonna be real with you. I feel like, you know, I don't agree with that. But I can see why you would think so. I do feel like it's funny to think about, but I wouldn't necessarily believe that in itself. But I do agree with the officer that this does sound a little bit more rational, but I feel like Him saying it like this is Higurashi trying to make me feel like I'm understanding something, and then he'll spin it on me again and make me feel dumb. But yeah, hey, hope you're doing good. Hinamizawa feels like Japan's Gravity Falls. I'm not very familiar with Gravity Falls. If it is a virus, you could say the virus is a UFO, right? A virus is a virus, you know? At least the story sounds more convincing than the one with the aliens and UFOs. The idea of cultists and domestic terrorism sounds more
本
rational.
当に UFO が墜落した可能性もあるかもしれないな。竜宮レイナが人質籠城時に出した要求の筆頭は、鬼ヶ淵沼の底には墜落した UFO の残骸があるから引き上げろというものだったらしい。
Maybe there really was an UFO that crash landed. When Reina Ryugu took the school hostage, one of her demands of the police was to have them pull out the wreckage of the UFO from the Unigafuchi swamp.
バカバカしい。
That's ridiculous.
それがバカバカしいか調べたくても、見ろ。沼はコンクリートで数メートルの厚さで固められ、確かめる術もない。地質学的には、ガスを防ぐ効果は何も期待できないはずのバカバカしい工事によってだ。
I have heard good things about Gravity Falls, but I never had the time to like get into it. Men in Black will be paying you a visit if you keep this up. He's just gonna get fucking slaughtered by someone for saying the wrong things. Even if I wanted to make sure if it's ridiculous or not, look at it. The swamp is filled with concrete several meters thick, and there's no way we can check. This is all because of that ridiculous construction that doesn't even do anything to prevent the volcanic gas.
赤坂先輩がそれを立証するには、あとはここの住民の生き残りを見つけて、体内からその特殊な病原体ってやつを見つけ出すほかないんじゃないですか。
Well then, the only way to prove Akasaka Senpai's theory would be to find a survivor of Hinamizawa and try to find that microbe in him or her.
それも致命的だ。
I'm guessing they're all dead?
南沢出身者に対する魔女狩りのせいで、今や出身者の存在は不明だ。彼らは名乗りなどあげまい。
Sadly, that's almost impossible. After the Great Hinamizawa disaster, some survivors were subject to a witch hunt. So even if there are any survivors, they won't tell you that they're from this area. Right after the disaster, some people who were from Hinamizawa started displaying erratic behavior. When they started dying mysteriously and committing suicide in strange ways, people got scared of them and chased them out of their neighborhoods. The government was practically useless in protecting their privacy at the time, so the former residents of Hinamizawa lied about where they were from and have kept it that way since. That is kind of shitty. That is sad. I wonder who ended up surviving, and if they... It would be kind of like interesting if some of the people from the, you know, friend group are still alive out there, thriving, you know, trying to pretend that they're not from here. Maybe Keiichi did survive for a bit longer, also like last time. Yeah, he did survive as one of like the few people, so maybe he also did survive this time around. In that case, it's a dead end.
それでも諦めないのが刑事魂ってもんだよ。あれが自然災害じゃなかったっていう状況証拠はいくらでもあるんだ。何か一つの具体的証拠が見つかれば、芋づる式に全てを白日の下にさらせるかもしれない。
Shion would have survived? Honestly, she might have actually survived, since she is technically from Hinamizawa, but she doesn't live in Hinamizawa. She lives in Okinomiya, so there is a chance that she could be actually alive. If anyone would have survived, it would be Keiichi. He is like a cockroach, for better or for worse. But it's my duty as a cop to keep trying. There's enough circumstantial evidence to say that the Great Hinamizawa disaster wasn't a natural one. If I could grab a hold of one piece of concrete proof, I think I could start reeling in the truth behind all of this.
まあ、あれから20年経過してますからね。真相はあまりに遠い闇の中かもしれません。
Yeah, but it's been over 20 years. The truth might be lying somewhere deep in the darkness.
そうだな。 21世紀の今頃になってここを訪れても何も分かりはしないのかもな。
That's true. I might not find any answers. It's already the 21st century. I assume Shion always ends her own life after the disaster. It does happen in... Yeah, you're right. It does happen in episode 3. But, I guess we did have the disaster in episode... What was it? 4 with Akasaka as well. And different people died. There was a slightly different outcome. Not everything was exactly the same. So I'm like wondering if the disaster is always the same or if things are different. Because for example, the disaster in episode 3, Oishi disappeared because of, you know, supposedly because of Keiichi wishing him to like disappear. But in episode 4, Kumagai disappears with the squad instead of Oishi. What happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983? The only factual evidence that I had was that Mio Takano mysteriously died and left her scrapbook predicting a bioterrorist attack. A young girl who took a school hostage to make people listen to this prediction, but no one took it seriously. Chief doctor of the village clinic committed suicide. People believed that a little girl called Rika Furude was a reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama, and she was brutally murdered. What was the truth behind the scrapbook? Was it written to reveal a huge conspiracy? Or was it just a bunch of delusions written by an occult maniac? If the contents of the scrapbook were true, the disaster could have been avoided if we heeded the warnings of one girl. If they weren't true, then who created the disaster to follow the scenarios of the scrapbook? Huh. It is kind of like a script, you know? Like something that Takano writes and someone else executes it. The way he phrased that is kind of... It's exactly like what we were saying. Who created the disaster to follow the scenario of the scrapbook? Like, it is a pre-written script that is just meant to happen. That is kind of a scary thought. Oishi has MIA when chasing a supposedly normal car. Yeah, we don't even know what he was even chasing. We never knew, like, what exactly that was about. After the sarin nerve gas incident, the words mind control came into the spotlight. In contrast to brainwashing, which can easily force a person to commit certain acts in the short term, mind control takes a long time to gradually make a person believe that what he or she must do is the right thing to do, and to act upon it as if it were his or her own idea. It's a form of character alteration, which is far more serious than brainwashing. The cult behind the sarin gas incident induced fear and anxiety into its members through its revelations of doomsday. At the same time, they ordered them to do certain things as a means of salvation, and had them do so voluntarily. The formula was quite similar to how Reina Ryugu became a puppet of file number 34. So, does that mean Reina Ryugu was mind-controlled by someone? Does that mean that the cult that mind-controlled her tried to cause the end of the world in order to increase the credibility of their teachings, just like the other cults did? It would be kind of fucked up if, like, Takano was also part of the cult, even though she was the one who was, like, denying that it even existed, because I remember her saying that she was more I guess she didn't really deny the cult. She just kind of said that it was all the fault of the Sonozaki family, and that they kind of amassed a cult, but it wasn't really the cult's fault. At least that's how I understood her, but, you know, I might be misunderstanding her. Takano must have shared her notebook with others before. I wonder. I mean, she did that in other chapters, but I wonder if she, like, did that over the years. She isn't even from Hinamizawa, so she must have, like, somehow, like, influenced people from the shadows? Maybe they trusted her because she was the nurse? I don't know. Would that make file number 34 some sort of religious textbook for them? When I lose my grip on what's true and what's not, it sometimes makes me feel that someone might be laughing in amusement at this disaster. The scrapbook was like a script. There it is again, that fucking word. It was a script for a tragedy that takes the lives of thousands of villagers in one night. It was a script for demons who laugh at that loss of human life. Someone wrote the script. Someone performed it. Someone watched the show and laughed. Damn it! What the hell happened in Hinamizawa in June 1983? Boom. What happened indeed? I like that Rikishi decides to just end these with a big explosion. Yeah, we still have the staff room. I feel like it just kind of, the tip was like nice to have, but it didn't really help at all. It just made you rethink some things. I guess it just made you question what the fuck is going on even more, in my opinion. I don't really feel like that gave me any answers. Yeah, where are my answers? Where are my answers? This is the answer arc. Where are they? I think it was like interesting with like how they were like talking about it, but I don't know how I feel about that. Didn't really help a whole lot, I'm gonna be honest. Hello, my name is Rikishi 07. I hope you enjoyed playing Higurashi When They Cry Ho, Chapter 6 Tsumihoroboshi. There are several themes I wanted to write in this chapter, but I'd like to talk about one of them here. It's about the denial of murder. This is something I had to write sooner or later, since this is a novel about serial murders. There are two means that youngsters in particular use these days to solve problems, which are murder and suicide. When we feel stress, we choose to either get rid of the source of the stress or to get away from it. Let's say you're bullied by a kid at school. You have two ways to solve the problem. You kill yourself or the bully. What? Oh my god. Answers arcs with an asterisk. Yeah, kind of. 7 and 8 might help. Yeah, I feel like I talked about the people who are like on the icons for the next two chapters. We have a certain purple-haired being, and then we have a different person. I'm not gonna say that other person, although I think you might be able to guess who the last person is. Wouldn't be surprised if this is Rikishi's desktop. Honestly, it would be kind of hilarious if this was where he wrote Higurashi. You choose to either get rid of the kid from your current environment, or to get away from the environment itself. Usually, bullies are stronger and have their underlings, so you don't stand a chance alone to get rid of them. It's also not easy to switch classes or to quit school, so you can't easily get away from the situation. As a result, the situation gets worse day by day, and your stress urges you to solve the problem immediately. And you come up with murder or suicide as easy solutions. If suicide is considered defeat, you'd want to consider murder. I feel like there are many people who think that way. However, if you actually committed a murder, it would be easy to pay for the sin. I believe murderers know that well too. But you really hate the bully who pushed you to the limit where you have no choice but to kill him. So, with a determination that turns your entire life upside down, you commit murder. But if you have such a strong determination, there have to be more ways to take that than opting for murder, which should be the last resort. You can talk to your friends. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your family. If that doesn't work, you can talk to your teacher. If that doesn't work, then what? There have to be more ways. You have the determination to give up on your life by committing murder. There have to be more ways. Our modern era is better than any era before it. There are many hotlines that you can call to talk to someone. Even if you don't have any friends or family, there are many places you can go for help. This is starting to become a little bit depressing. Thank you, Rikishi. I don't know how I feel about this. Now I feel really awful. I mean, it is awful that Rena felt like she didn't have anyone she could talk to, and she didn't feel like talking would solve anything. It's sad and depressing as hell that she even took the steps necessary to murder someone. Not just someone, two people. Two people. And she did, oh my god, horrible fucking things. Cutting them up, hiding their bodies. She did all of this on her own without talking to anyone because she didn't feel like she had anyone to talk it to. And it's painful. Ouchie. The only answer to every problem, death, apparently. I don't know. I mean, it does happen too many times, unfortunately, which does... Like, this is not an outrageous thing that he is talking about. This is genuinely... Some people do only see these two options. His mom used to field feedback emails, and his dad did research, like, how much gas to blow up a school. Sure. Ryukishi, unlike Keiichi, had supportive parents. They helped him. The people who will answer the phone aren't amateurs. They're volunteers, but they're also veterans who have worked as social workers or juvenile counselors for a long time. I can assure you that they have more social experience and passion than your parents do. People who work to help people for free can't be bad people. If you feel like you have no choice but to kill the bully or commit suicide, please try to call those hotlines. People who think it's useless to talk to others usually haven't really talked to anyone. Have the courage to call. There will be somebody you can completely rely on at the other end of the line. Don't keep it to yourself. Talk to somebody. Ryukishi07 wrote such a long story just to tell you this. He must be a very poor writer! No! That is actually a really sweet... That's a really sweet message that he's, like, putting at the end of this. Like, this is actually really, really sweet. That is a turning point, sadly, feeling that you have no one to talk about it, even though there's always someone you can talk to, especially nowadays, yeah. A short mini-doc called Akihabara Geeks that features Ryukishi and the making of. Definitely worth a watch. It's on YouTube. I think someone recommended that to me before. It doesn't include any spoilers, does it? I'm interested in checking it out. Yeah, good one, Ryukishi. Good one. Ryukishi07 wants to talk to you all, rather than worrying all by himself. How can I write even more entertaining stories? Bitter laugh. 7th expansion, Ryukishi07. Huge. Very sweet. Very, very sweet message at the end. With the music too, he's like, if you haven't cried this chapter, this will make you cry. Cry! But yeah, that now finished Tsumihoroboshi. Wowee. Can't believe that. That only took us 54 hours. Wowee, that was a long one. Was it the longest one so far? Let me see. It's actually one of the shortest ones. Wow, we did it! Wahoo! It's been only 2 hours since I started stream. I did say that we weren't gonna go for too long. Let me quickly check something. I don't know. I would have to like install the next chapter and also the mod to like be able to play it now. So maybe we just really call it here so I can go rest my voice and everything, and we can lock the fuck in next week when we start. What is the next one even called? Hold on. Minagoroshi. Oh, I'm so excited for the next one. It's gonna be really fucking great. It's gonna be really good. It has 14 achievements. The one we just finished had, how many is that? 15. So it's probably around the same length. Maybe a little longer. We'll see. Also, hello, Leah. Welcome. Let me shout you out. Good morning, number 2. Freedom. We did it. Minagoroshi, it's so peem. I am really excited for the next 2. Yeah, Massacre Arc. Doesn't Minagoroshi, I don't always remember what the chapter names even mean. Hold on, what does Minagoroshi meaning in Japanese? Yeah, massacre, annihilation, slaughter. That is awesome. Wahoo! Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Great. That is a good name for a chapter. All of the chapter names have been kind of horrifying. The only one that wasn't super bad was Miyakashi, which is just eye-opening. Honestly, really hope that Keiichi or someone else in the group remembers what they have been through in a previous loop. I hope so too. It makes sense for it to happen like that, though, since it happened here too. Next two arcs are 12 episodes of the second season of the anime. 12 episodes? That is long. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, I guess I will assume that these next two chapters are gonna just lore dump like crazy, or we're gonna finally be able to understand everything. It would be insane if we didn't. So it makes sense for them to be quite explicit in the anime too, because they want you to understand the story, where they could have like maybe cut some stuff out from the previous ones. Yeah. Tatarigoroshi is curse killing. Yeah, the names have been kind of fucked up a bit. Kind of ridiculous, but you're gonna learn some stuff. Yeah, we're gonna learn things. Wow, we're not gonna be clueless anymore. Yeah, we're finally gonna get some answers. I mean, to be honest, Miyakashi and Tsumihoroboshi did have some answers for us, but like not like 100% confirmation, just like slight answers, like hints towards things, yeah, but not too detailed, unfortunately. Yeah, don't listen to what I'm saying. Close your ears. Don't spoil yourself. But yeah, you should check out Leah. She also wants to like stream some of the juicier parts of Higurashi, so yeah, you should follow her right now. Yeah, do that. We weren't completely clueless. Yeah, we weren't completely clueless. You are right. But I sometimes feel like I don't understand a single thing that they're talking about. But it does become more clear at some points. I feel like I have a good understanding at this point, but only some theories. And I guess we're just gonna have to see if those theories become reality in the next two chapters. Okay, I'm gonna say it right here because you're gonna find out anyway. But the next chapter has, well, the purple-haired girl in the Miko dress, which I'm guessing is Hanyu as the icon for the next chapter. So it's gonna be interesting because we don't really know anything about her in relation to Rika. So I think that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, we will see. We will see. This is only my suspicion, since it's the only name that we have heard in connection to one of the only characters that we don't have a name for yet. The only thing that we have learned is that apparently she was able to be seen by someone before. When we had that tip from like Keiichi's dad, where he was talking about seeing two girls and, you know, one of them having long purple hair. Yeah. Or did he say purple? Anyway, he said long hair, and we do know that there's Rika, and we do know that there is this purple-haired girl. So, yeah. That is interesting, because she is not able to be perceived by Satoko, for example, when Rika has, like, talked to her in the room, woken her up and everything. Maybe we'll get Rika's perspective for the long term. Yeah, we will find out what is going on. But yeah, let me see who we can raid so I can like drink some tea. And right, we were gonna watch Silent Hill PT footage. If you're still interested, you can join that. I will make an announcement and then we can, I don't know, do some gaming in the Discord. I am looking forward to that. I will hopefully not scream as much so I don't fuck up my voice even more. Because hair is blue though, isn't it? Yeah, but Hanyu's, or what I think is Hanyu, isn't. But yeah, let me see. Oh, Didi is streaming. Haven't gotten to raid Didi in a while. Also, you know who else is streaming? Uni. Haven't raided Uni in a while too, but I want to raid Didi right now. So let's raid Didi. She's currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations. So let's say hello. Did you link the DC again? Oh yeah, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Feel free to join. Also, hello, Rice. Welcome in. Yeah, let me Let me quickly shout you out. Please check out Rice too. He's really cool. He plays Dead by Daylight and he does cool art. You should check him out. Not only on Twitch, but also on social media, so you can perceive the art. Yeah. But yeah, this is a very short stream. I just wanted to finish this up and rest my voice a little bit more. I am very eepy. But thank you for stopping by for a very short stream. I really, really, really appreciate it. It's very sweet of you guys to like stick around, even though it's only, this is like normal yap length for me. But you stuck around just to like hear me finish this and also hear me talk for like an hour. But thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'll be playing it twice a week next week as well. And the timer is running out for the raid. So I'm gonna shut up. Wish you all a good day, good time zone, good whatever, and I will see you probably Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there. And yeah, until then, take care, goodbye, have fun.